Believe it or not, when Thomas Mercante was just 8 years old, he took on the greatest fighter of all time. And even though now he's studying to mend bodies, he's looking to damage some today.
Sabre thinks he's big and bad, but the bigger they are, the more gratification I get out of making them fall hard.
He may have the soul of an artist, but Daniel Cunningham's got nerves of steel. This Daredevil's idol is last year's Gladiator champion, 2 Scoops Berry.
I just got to put it up to 260%, 500%, that's 900%.
I'm gonna give him 1,000% of my body's best ability.
Suzan Falvey has been a farm girl from day one, but now the farmer's daughter from Pennsylvania has given up her tractor for a curl bar and is prepared to deal with whatever the Gladiators shovel her way.
However hard they hit me, I'm just gonna keep coming back.
Born in Japan, this year's youngest contender, Michelle Ishio, has the kind of looks you'd expect to find on a fashion runway, not competing in Gladiator Arena. Today, we'll find out if there's a beast in this beauty.
Survivors today, baby. Done. D-U-S. Done. They're finished.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley as we meet once again in our House of Hits, Gladiator Arena. Back in the locker room, 4 very energetic contenders are hoping that today is their day. Confidence certainly is the long suit of one of our men. His name, Tom the Adjuster Mercante, a chiropractic student from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Long Island, New York. And he's with my co-host, Lisa Miloski, back in the locker room. Lisa?
Thanks, Mike. Thomas Mercante, son of the world-famous, world-renowned boxing referee Arthur Mercante. Thomas, you're a wise guy. You have no fear, and from what I understand, you want to take these gladiators down.
That's right, I do, because I feel good and I feel bad. You know, I look kind of rad. I've been adjusted. I feel fine. I'm going to be the one that hits the finish line. First, that is. Gladiators, I hope you're listening good, because I'm going to be dancing around, spinning around all over you, juking, douching, and dancing. So look out, because here I come, because you're going down.
Today's winners will take home $2,500, plus have a chance to earn $30,000 in cash and prizes in our Tournament of Champions. Round 1, the men, Pyramid, and there's Hawk and Turbo set to go. Once again, contenders will have 45 seconds to make it all the way to the top. That's how simple it is. All they have to do is touch a sensor, and they'll pick up 10 points.
He might be big. He's got to work to keep me off the top.
Tom Mercante, 30 years old, 5'9", 175, from Marietta, Georgia, where he's a chiropractic student at Hope College. He'll be going against this man, Daniel Cunningham, 24 years old, 5'8", 150, a cartoonist from Wilkinsburgh, Pennsylvania. Both men have a big task ahead of them trying to get by Hawk and Turbo.
Contenders, ready!
Referee Larry Thompson sends the 2 men on their way.
Daniel Cunningham was smoking, but Hawk was right there. Turbo's got a hold of Tom Mercante. DC trying to use his quicks against Hawk. Uh-oh, he's got him faked out, but he couldn't make the move. Hawk retreats and gets on top. Oh, he's got it! Hawk went high and missed him. Daniel Cunningham's got the 10, but we still got 15 seconds left on the clock. Tom Mercante had the dubious distinction of drawing Turbo, who was mighty tough in every event, and he is going to come up empty here as time runs out. But look at the man, there he is, Daniel Cunningham. Round 1 is his, he picks up 10.
Daniel, excellent job. The quicks got you up there. Now, you are a cartoonist, and I understand you have some cartoons depicting you beating the Gladiators. It came true today.
I got one picture. After this, I'll draw some more.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Nice job.
Thank you.
Woo!
The women now set to scale the pyramid, where Siren and Zappa wait. The tail of the tape, Suzan Falvey, 26 years old, 5'7", 143, an exercise specialist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And she will battle Michelle Ishio, 21, 5'7", 120, an advertising representative from Van Nuys, California.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready!
Siren going directly after her prey, Michelle Ishio. Michelle, a track star in high school, but they were distance events, not sprint events. Michelle goes tumbling down, courtesy of Siren. Uh-oh, breakaway here. Suzan Falvey gets by Zap, and she's down to 10 points. She made it up in about 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Michelle having a dickens of a time with Siren. Get out of here, girl. Suzan can now relax and watch Michelle's plight as time expires. So Suzan Falvey from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on the board first and in a big way as she gathers 10 points.
Nice work, Suzan. You grew up on a farm. Does this remind you of climbing hay bales, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Nobody was chasing, though.
No, my dad was trying to get me to work harder.
There you go. Well, nice work.
So 10 points for Suzan Falvey and Daniel Cunningham in Pyramid, but they better stay focused. Assault is next.
It's an everyday thing for me.
Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, where everybody is pumped up for round two.
The man with the plan, Laser, always an expert marksman in this event. It's Assault. He's got his fan club here as he is set to do battle with our first contender, round two. And it's DC Daniel Cunningham, the cartoonist, who dreams big and draws bigger.
This is my masterpiece here from school. This is me, that's Saber, and that's Turbo. There's more than 1,000 words to this picture. I love this picture. I have it on my wall. And I drew it for comedy reasons and inspiration. I look at it, laugh at it, get a little confidence.
Y'all ready for speed?
DC has reason to be confident because of the speed he does possess. The object here in Assault, obviously, to hit the target.
Contender,
Located
ready?
above Laser, that would be worth 10 points.
Gladiator ready!
We're gonna get him here, baby.
Nice flip at station number one. He is set with the crossbow here. That one's got Laser doing a little fancy footwork. Again, the roll-a-dope, we used to call it. Not a good move, really. You expose too much of your body that way, but Daniel's still alive. Again, he goes for that roll. At station number three now. Laser laying down a steady barrage. This kid's got some good quicks. 30-second, a lot of time. DC still a little low. One final station to go. He'll get two cracks at Laser here. Laser trying to pick him off. That one underneath the target, both underneath the target. A lot of time on the clock. Does he get the 6 points? Gets all six. He crossed the finish line in 60 seconds or less.
Got lucky.
Daniel, fantastic performance. You look like an acrobat out there.
Trying to be.
Is that what it takes to get through?
You got to dodging these things, boy. Whew. I don't want to get hit, so I'll do my best.
Posing now, but Laser doing a slow burn after letting Daniel Cunningham escape, and the heat is now on.
The adjuster, and if you're wondering if Thomas Mercante is a little nervous here in Gladiator Arena, wonder no more.
If you think Thomas Mercante is getting ready for the biggest battle of his life, you're wrong. You see, he once took on the greatest fighter of all time and won.
Come on over. He's conceded. He said, I'm conceded. I'm convinced, but you conceded.
He's a pretty good.
Oh, he's pretty good. What's your name?
Thomas Mercante.
Thomas Mercante.
It was 1971, and an 8-year-old Thomas Mercante was on live television with Muhammad Ali when Ali really was the greatest. But little Tommy didn't think so and had the nerve to tell him right to his face.
And guess who he's voting for in my fight?
Who is that?
Who?
Joe Frazier.
Put the rope down. Uh-oh. Come on, don't be playing here.
Hey, look at this
You're a
little
fighter.
fella
Come
go.
on. Come on. You want Joe Frazier?
I was 8 years old, and the first time Ollie had his foot in his mouth, he didn't know what to say.
Tommy's dad, Arthur Mercante, one of the world's top professional boxing referees, then joined them on the show just days before the first historic Ali-Frazier bout.
My father ended up refereeing that fight. And that's the first time Ali ever got knocked down, flat on his back, and that was a pretty famous fight.
Arthur Mercante has refereed more than 100 world title championship fights and taught Tom that hard work and discipline are values that can be applied to any career goal, whether it's acting or even impersonating Bruce Springsteen. But more importantly, the discipline instilled by his father will soon pay off when Thomas graduates as a doctor of chiropractic medicine.
What I do is I adjust the spine so the body works 100%. But now, when I'm working with the Gladiators, they're gonna need a chiropractor. So, you guys be ready, because I'm coming for you.
23 years later, Tom Mercante still thinking big and making the trip all the way from New York. His mom, Gloria, and there's the ref, Arthur Mercante. The adjuster hoping to adjust. Laser here. See what kind of shot he is at station number 1. Letting it fly, that just misses low. That one high, bring it down, he's got the right idea. Split the difference, Tom. Again, these contenders rolling in between stations, and that's an awful idea against a good shot like Laser. Plenty of time. That one just misses. Actually missed quite a bit. 23 seconds to go. Tom somehow managing to stay alive. 2 shots here. Take your time, Tommy. You got a lot of time. 15 seconds. Can he get the bonus point? Laser can't pick him off. He hits the sensor, and he does. With 10 seconds left, Tom Mercante does pick up 6 points as he fired 5 weapons and got the bonus point of 1. His dad likes it. Bobbing and weaving. Tom Mercante getting the 6.
That was just the beginning.
Okay.
Gotta get warmed up. Now I'm ready.
Thomas, it looked like you took a page out of Daniel's book there with all the rolls.
Well, actually, I told him my game plan. He just copied mine.
He did?
Yeah.
And you said it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning. I like to be down a little bit because I come back real strong. It makes it much more better for the victory.
Well, we can't wait to see. Thanks a
ready.
lot.
You're welcome.
And while Tom Mercante celebrates back in the locker room, Suzan Falvey contemplating round 2 in her event Hang Tough. But her thoughts never really stray very far from her job. You see, Suzan works with the disabled.
Well, there's a woman that has MS, and she... Oh, wow. That's really... I've worked with her for about 4 years, and when she came in, she was able to walk around, and I could work her out, and she'd occasionally use a cane, and now she's wheelchair bound, and I would love to see her at least be able to function a little bit. I see her struggle, and you know, I just think, wow, you know, I have all this ability, this talent, and you know, I'm gonna use it to my best.
Hard not to root for a dynamic and caring young woman like Suzan Falvey, but now her mission, hang tough and getting across this grid of rings. If she can do that, it's worth 10 points. If she lasts the entire 60 seconds without being pulled off by Siren, she'll get 5 points and a draw.
You can tell almost immediately what kind of chances the contenders have.
Right. Suzan looks very smooth. Siren, though, she's so aggressive. She's trying to trap her to the outside there.
Even when she gets in trouble, you don't see consternation on her face because she knows she can get out of it.
Oh! Reverse leg lock.
Suzan's still alive. 20 seconds left on the clock. She has run out of rings, though. There it is. Took her a little longer this time, but Siren still gets the job done in a big way. It's just fun to watch her compete in this.
She's great.
So no points for Suzan and Hang Tough. She has a total of 10 after 2 rounds. And for Siren, well, just another day at the office, this time in Hang Tough. And there goes Suzan Falvey. Well, next up for the contenders, it'll be Michelle Ishio, our youngest contender, an account executive with the Daily Sundial, a newspaper in Van Nuys, California. Can she get by Siren? The prospect's not great.
Michelle says she loves this game. It reminds her of climbing on a jungle gym when she was a kid.
Looks pretty handy on the rings right now, but look at Siren move in.
Very aggressive. Oh.
She snaps those legs like a pair of clipping shears. Wow. Whoop, there it is. And whoop, there goes Michelle.
She got caught in Siren's web.
Ooh, that was the worst fall.
So Michelle still scoreless after 2 rounds. And why is Siren a contender's worst nightmare? Here's why. Siren's song and Hang Tough. The party's over. Stay ready, contenders, however, because up next, round 3, our round 3 event, Own the Bone, Whiplash. The bell rings for round 3 here in Gladiator Arena. Whiplash, the Own the Bone game, and Thomas Mercante trailing Dan Cunningham coming into this round by 10, 16-6. Stepping into the Whiplash circle first, the adjuster, Tom Mercante, and he draws the dangerous Saber. Now, you heard Tom 23 years ago put his foot in his mouth against the greatest, Muhammad Ali. It seems like he may have done the same thing against Saber. Let's listen.
Saber thinks he's big and bad, but the bigger they are, the more gratification I get out of making them fall hard. There's gonna be another earthquake in California, and that's me, Saber, hitting the floor hard.
Well, this would be a major upset for the adjuster. He's giving away 55 pounds.
We're underway. Tommy's dad, Arthur Mercante, the great boxing referee. I wonder what he's thinking right now. Tom really twisted up. He was in an awkward position, and he just had to let go. Saber wins it.
Well, Tom's dad knows his son is tough, but not tough enough to beat Saber.
Thomas, I know everybody tells you you look like the boss, although in the ring there, I think Saber took control.
There can only be one boss. Saber was the boss that time. We'll get him next time.
That's good, man. Thank you for that one.
He was a tough contender.
Yeah, he was. He almost dislocated my elbow at one time.
Ooh, that looked tough.
Using a lot of flips and acrobatics and all that. So I said if I can catch him in the right flip mode, bend him down, twist it up, and yank, I should come up with the bone. I did.
Strength prevailed.
And the boss, Saber, is ready to assume command again. However, Daniel Cunningham, our contender, just 5'8", 150 pounds, as is the case with most of our smaller contenders, very deceptive.
But he's got a lot of groove in his move. Let's see what happens here.
He's already moving. And maybe a few too many moves because 2 ticks on the clock elapsed and already Saber owned the bone. That's how quick it took. Back to the drawing board for Daniel Cunningham.
Hey, easy come, easy go, huh? It's my house, so it's my dog bone.
This Saber cuts through contenders. This ain't no game to me. You understand? This is real. Oh, you think this is easy?
Well, it's never easy for our contenders, but that's why they come to Gladiator Arena to challenge themselves. Round 3 for the women is the Joust. And up first, the farm girl, Suzan Falvey. She draws Ice Ice Baby. And in the Joust, there is absolutely no room whatsoever for intimidation. One-on-one the proposition here.
30 seconds to time limit. All Suzan has to do is knock Ice off that platform for 10 points. Ice wailing away. Suzan matching her strength-wise anyway. Ice obviously getting in much more in terms of swings. 10 seconds to go. If Suzan can go the distance, it's worth 5 points and a draw. Ice looks more powerful, but guess what? She draws again. 5 more points for Suzan Falvey.
And now has a total of 15 after 3 rounds, so it becomes paramount that Michelle Ishio score in Joust, or she'll really be up against it. As we mentioned, Michelle, our youngest contender, just 21 years old. Her athletic background, track and cross country. Back at Mira Mesa High School, she ran the 800 meters, the mile and 2-mile events. Not much room to run up here against Ice in the Joust.
It's all she can do to stand her ground. She only weighs 120 pounds. Ice whacking her with everything she has. She's keeping those feet planted. It's just not working. 10 seconds to go.
We have a disqualification, no contest on the part of the contender. This is an offensive game, not totally defense. No points, contest terminated.
Larry Thompson, the Terminator.
And from the frying pan of the Joust, it's into the fire, the gauntlet next. The beat goes on, and the gauntlet is our round 4 event for the men. They'll start things off. Inside the gauntlet is Saber, Nitro, Turbo, Hawk, and Laser. If the contender can get through the gauntlet in 25 seconds or less, it's worth 5 points. If they do it in less than 20, they've got a full 10. Up first, Thomas Mercante, who trails Daniel Cunningham going in.
Contender ready! Gladiators ready!
Tom Mercante. On his way. And Saber really giving him the business. Trying the spin moves against Nitro. Nothing doing there. And Arthur, Tom's dad, screaming over there on the sidelines. He is having a tough go around here against our 5 Gladiators who can't make it past Hawk. So shutout time for the Glads.
And the adjuster misses out on a chance to even the score with Dan Cunningham. Tom never really able to solve this puzzle of the 5 Gladiators inside this gauntlet. Not enough firepower. DC is next up, and if he's got anything going for him, it's his idol, last year's champion Wesley Two Scoops Berry. He's got the same loosey-goosey style.
Our young cartoonist does have some quickness. But getting by Saber and Nitro has chewed up a lot of clock. Nearly thrown out of the gauntlet by Turbo. We're under 10 seconds. And Daniel may have to change some of his sketches as referee Larry Thompson goes down.
What are you doing here? What are you doing in this zone?
The contenders not the only ones with the potential of getting knocked on their keisters in the gauntlet. It can happen to the referee as well. Tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Fortunately, we have Larry Thompson.
Ref, I thought rule number 1 for an official was to stay out of harm's way. What happened?
Well, I guess you could say that maybe I got a little too close to my work, but I was 10 feet from where anybody was, and, you know, I'm thinking real seriously about disqualifying Hawk and awarding myself the point.
No argument for me, ref. You've got the 10. On we go, round 4 of the event. Tug of war. Our women up there first. Suzan Falvey threatening to leave Michelle Ishio in her wake. She leads 15-zip coming in. She is up first against the Zapster. You might remember President Clinton and his daughter Chelsea said they enjoy watching the American Gladiators from time to time. Well, Suzan would like to be the first lady for a day, Hillary Clinton. Object here to pull the Gladiator off. If Suzan can do that, it's worth 10 points.
Again, these platforms rock back and forth. Initial advantage goes to the contender. Zapp better be careful she doesn't step on her own rope. That may cause her to lose her balance. Right now, Suzan Falvey with the definite edge. 10 seconds to go. She is reeling Zapp in, and she's got the 10. An upset of sorts for Suzan Falvey.
Another 10 points. She has a total of 25 after 4 rounds. Crowd loving her effort here at Gladiator Arena, and look at the strain etched in Suzan's face. She'll be sore tomorrow, but it was well worth it as she beat Zapp. Yeah, buddy.
Well, Zapp will get a second chance here against Michelle Ishio, the 21-year-old advertising representative from Van Nuys, California. Raised actually in Japan, lived there until she was 9 years old, then came here to the States. She does get the advantage early because of the way those platforms are cantered. Zapp gets the initial draw, pulling hard. And Zapp starting to slide a little bit. 20 seconds remain. Michelle in trouble, lost the grip, tried to change it in mid-tug, and that was not a good idea. Zapp pulls it away from her. No points for Michelle.
And before we move on, Lisa has an injury report on one of our contenders.
I'm here in the training room with Thomas Mercante, who's got a bad hamstring. Thomas, you said you couldn't stand it after the gauntlet. What happened?
Well, I came into the competition with a weak hamstring as it is, and the gauntlet really aggravated the situation. So I decided to get it taped up for a snapback, and it feels pretty good now, and I'm just going to go for the gusto, and ain't over till it's over.
He'll need mucho gusto. Snapback next.
You're next.
The kiss of death from Turbo, hopefully not for our two contenders, Dan Cunningham and Thomas Mercante. Round 5 for them, snapback. Turbo and Nitro, the Gladiators. Mercante, remember, nursing that sore hamstring, trying to stretch it out here. He draws Nitro, DC's got Turbo. Red scoring markers are worth 2 points. Blue scoring markers worth 3 in this game of explode and recoil. Here we go.
Let's see what happens. Here comes Turbo. Tom able to grab a red, but he can't take it home. Now he does. So does DC, Daniel Cunningham. The bungee cords also allow lateral movement. You see Tommy Mercante moving side by side, trying to score. Gladiators starting to get the hang of this. Tom's got a red one. That'll give him 2 more points. Daniel Cunningham only weighs 150 pounds. Really struggling against the impetus of that cord. Did manage to score. Time winding down. We're going to have 4 very, very exhausted men out there. And that is it. Let's total it up. Good work by Nitro and Turbo. They are gassed.
Both men pick up 6 in snapback. DC still leads by 10. To the women we go. Suzan Falvey with a 25-zip lead over Michelle Ishio. There's Suzan, who's pursuing a master's degree in exercise physiology from the University of Pittsburgh. She draws Jazz. Michelle, who's just hoping somehow to get on the scoreboard, draws Sky. Again, all 4 athletes attached to bungee cords, and that's what makes this event so difficult. So punishing in some cases.
We're underway. Hey, Michelle, finally points on the board. Falvey's got another red. Contenders do have a degree of latitude in being able to go sideways here. It's the forward movement that is tough. 15 seconds to go. Come on, Michelle. Oh, so close. Four seconds. Trying to grab another red. Can she put it in? Yeah. One last red marker for Michelle Ishio. After being shut out in 4 previous rounds, Michelle Ishio finally on the board. but it's Suzan Falvey who has won this snapback round. Crunch time here at Gladiator Arena. Round 6 for the women. Our crunch time event is Powerball. And Suzan Falvey has had things going her way all day long. A 31-4 lead over Michelle Ishio. Needless to say, Michelle will need to turn it up a notch.
Hey, let's spit them out. They're gone.
For the Gladiators, it'll be Sky, Ice, and Jazz.
Once again, 45 seconds the time limit in this event. The object of our contenders' attention was 5 scoring cylinders. Goals in the outer cylinder worth 2. A goal in the center cylinder worth 3.
Suzan powers by both Jazz and Ice. Michelle a little tentative, as she has been all day long, but there she gets a chance that one rolls off. That last one by Suzan Falvey will not count. She had stepped out of bounds, but that one did. Michelle struggling against Sky, and finally some points here at Powerball. Suzan looking very good. Excellent contender.
Whoa, and a huge hit by Jazz on Suzan.
10 seconds to go. Both women running out of steam. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and that is it. Does that one count? Let's see if Michelle's last score in that outer cylinder counted. It did.
Suzan wins it, however, 8-4 to increase her lead, and she won't soon forget a certain gladiator named Jazz. Ouch.
This is it, baby. Clash of the Titans against the Vikings.
Stage is set now for the men here in Powerball. As the Gladiators enter the picture, our 2 contenders set to go. Daniel Cunningham and this man, Thomas Mercante.
See that star? It's mine. Star's going right in there.
Thomas trails by 10, 22-12, and remember, he's nursing a sore hamstring.
No survivors today, baby.
Done. DUS. Done. They're finished.
There they are, Nitro, Laser, and Hawk.
The nervous moments before the opening whistle. Our Gladiators not about to give either man a free pass, but their attention obviously will be on DC.
Gladiators ready!
Ooh, pretty quick, but Hawk, or Laser rather, wasn't buying it. Daniel gets there, but Hawk covers up just in time.
As Thomas Mercante goes down, I don't think a Gladiator hit him. He may have banged his right knee off that scoring barrel or twisted it somehow.
Me. Same one? Yep. Yeah, it's with him.
Tom being attended to by our trainer, Chris Mumaw. His dad looking on, very concerned. Well, here's what happened as he's heading towards the scoring barrel. He kind of plants that right foot and perhaps twists the knee. And down he goes, and it appears that he is going to be out of this competition.
Certainly not the way Tommy Mercante would have written his final Gladiator chapter, but this man will take his place. Theron Rucker, our alternate, 28 years old, 5'11", 190 from Los Angeles, California. He works for the LA Department of Water and Power. A blue-collar guy and ready to go here in place of Thomas Mercante. 31 seconds left on the clock. And of course, he gets all of the points that Tom accrued through the prior 5 rounds. Daniel Cunningham at the other end, reaching out and touching someone, touching Nitro to the tune of 2 points. Theron gets a goal. Despite the Laser Nitro double team, 20 seconds. Great move by DC. That time he gets corralled. Theron looking to make a move on Hawk, and whoa, man. Laser goes down with 6 seconds to go. Whoa, watch it. Time expires. Rude baptism of fire for Theron Rucker, and
What's the matter?
Laser looks like he had
What happened?
collided heads with Theron.
You guys show.
Well, here's how it happened. Watch again. Right there, Laser coming in. And from this angle, watch the two men collide heads. He's okay. Laser, a graduate of the School of Hard Knocks, 4-4 the score in Powerball. Theron Rucker, a rude baptism of fire in Powerball.
Kids come up to me, it's one of the best feelings. And the first thing I try to get across to them is that what I do for a living. I had plenty of years in grade school and high school and Pop Warner on the wrestling team where I competed for the spirit of competing. And that's what I try to get across to them. You know, do what you have to do and do it for fun now, because there's not gonna be that many fun times later. Unfortunately, or fortunately, every way you look at it, I have to do this for a living, and that's why sometimes it goes across the line. And again, I tell the kids, don't try this at home.
$2,500 is on the line for today's winner, and the Eliminator will tell the tale. Right now, Pittsburgh's Suzan Falvey clearly in control. Her 39-8 lead gives her a 15.5-second head start. Michelle Ishio, well, let's just say she still has a mathematical chance. And right now, Lisa's with Suzan at the start line. Lisa?
Suzan, you've been competing like a champion all day long. Now is your chance to become one. Are you pumped?
Yes, very. Very.
Any question in your mind?
No.
Okay.
Flawless.
Let's go.
Suzan Falvey, who says one of her role models and people that she looks up to is our First Lady, Hillary Clinton. She'll be a First Lady if she finishes this. The Eliminator in the penalty pit. There is Sky and Siren ready to impose a 10-second penalty if need be should the contenders fall off on the handbike.
The Eliminator is brought to you by Skittles Bite-Sized Candies. There are thousands of fruit flavor combinations in every bag of Skittles.
Michelle Ishio will have to wait 15.5 seconds. Can she win? Improbable, but not impossible. Suzan has been solid all day long. Started things off with 10 points in pyramid and hasn't stopped pushing forward. And really pushing here on the Versa climber. Here comes Michelle. Suzan now on the handbike, looking solid. Staying nice, tight, tucked, powers her way across. Makes a mistake here on the cylinder, down she goes. But again, she has such a huge lead, it may not be much of a problem. It is not a problem. She is cruising now on the cargo net. Michelle down the slide and on the handbike. Suzan perhaps starting to falter just a bit. If Michelle makes it across the cylinder, she still has an outside chance. Here comes Falvey down the zip line. She's looking good. Only 2 obstacles remain. Suzan now over the plexiglass barrier. Gathering up her forces to make it up this treadmill. She's got that, and she's going to win it. Suzan Falvey from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the winner, and $2,500 richer. Her time, 1 minute and 38 seconds. And Michelle, a former track star back in high school, no problem up the treadmill. Her time just a second behind Suzan, 1:39, but it's Suzan who is the winner.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Good job. I'm sorry.
Suzan, I asked if you were pumped. Were you ever pumped?
Very pumped the whole way. The whole way.
So strong. One little stumble and that was it.
Yeah, you know what? It's moving a little faster than what I anticipated, but didn't let it slow me down. Just kept going over the wall, up the treadmill.
Now you have a chance to move on to the Tournament of Champions. Is that exciting?
Very, very. I'm looking forward to it.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the 39 points she accrued through today's events will certainly make her one of the front runners for a berth in our Tournament of Champions.
The men's eliminator is next, and cartoonist Dan Cunningham is in command. He's got a 10-point lead. He gets a 5-second head start, but Theron Rucker might be in the right place at the right time. Remember, he is subbing for the injured Tommy Mercante, who strained his knee and couldn't continue. Theron knows that chances like this do not come often. Lisa's with both men at the start line. Lisa?
I'm bringing Thomas over as Thomas is ready to pass the baton, as they say. Thomas, any final words?
Theron, I gave it my best, and I'll give it your best. You only have a 5-second deficit, and anything can happen in the Eliminator, so give it your best and do it for me, all right? Good luck, buddy.
My best here, do what I can. Got to make up 5 seconds. Got to give it all I got.
Good luck.
I'll tell you, Tommy Mercante might make a heck of a coach someday. Certainly a lot of fun to have around here at Gladiator Arena, and a fine competitor. Theron Rucker again has to make up 5 seconds, and head start differential again according to our eliminator scoring format. Every point is worth a half second in time. On course for the Gladiators, should the contenders falter on the handbike, our penalty enforcers, it's Hawk and Turbo. Hamming it up a bit. The crowd up and pumped for our two contenders. They want to bring them home. Daniel Cunningham, the cartoonist from outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, up first on the VersaClimber. Here comes Theron Rucker, hoping to become the come-from-behind kid. DC looking pretty good. He's agile, he's spry, but here comes Theron. Both men looking solid. I'll tell you what, this could go either way. Balance precarious across that spinning cylinder. Both men solid on the cargo net, and Theron has cut into Dan's lead. Cunningham, the first down the zip line, but Theron Rucker right behind. This is going to go down to the wire. Whoops. Little traffic jam down at the wall. No problem for DC. Theron is right there. This treadmill will tell the story. Daniel Cunningham successfully negotiates that. Rucker can't come from behind, and Daniel Cunningham wins it. His time, 1 minute and 12 seconds. DC said before this whole thing started his hero was last year's grand champion Wesley Berry. Well, he did 2 scoops proud. Nicely done.
Woo! Bad for a day's work.
Daniel, congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
The gold medal winner today. Any doubt in your mind?
There was a doubt at first, but since I'm here, going to the next.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And in addition to that $2,500, Dan has a chance to qualify for our Tournament of Champions.
Woo.
Well, that's our story from Gladiator Arena, and as we walk into the sunset, we invite you to join us again next week on the American Gladiators.